Hello and thank you for stopping by. Today I have this Husqvarna 440 chainsaw on the table, and the issue with this chainsaw today is the starter. The starter slips and does not catch. So let's take a look and see what's causing this issue. To start, we're going to take this cover off. There's 4 screws holding in. Okay, pull this off. Let's see what we have. Okay, this is a little different from what I usually see. The saws I usually work on are Craftsman and Pullen, and they have dogs that come out as you pull the cord. These dogs pop out. This one is a solid piece over here, and from the looks of it, let me get it close. Doesn't look like anything's worn on this end. Everything looks fine over here. Take a look over here. Where it catches onto the flywheel, these pieces are engaging and disengage. The springs are okay. Let's see. I thought these were plastic, but they're metal. They're not worn. Let's take a look and see what's behind here. Whenever you're removing anything on these starters, whether it's a chainsaw or a lawnmower, be careful. The springs that are underneath are under a lot of tension. Wear safety glasses and be extremely careful. This looks like we need a torque screwdriver. Let's try this T25. Yep, it's a T25. Keeping my finger on that. I'm keeping my finger on this cassette. I'm not sure what we're going to find under here, but we'll discover it together. Okay, put this up here. Let's see what we have. All right. This is the inside of the cassette. You can see we have this spring over here. There's a hole right down in here, and my assumption is that the spring would fit in there. Looks like it only goes in one way. I'm keeping my finger on here because I know under this is the V-coil. Well, you know what? This has 2 screws holding it in. Okay, so this is... well, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm keeping my finger on here just to make sure that this doesn't pop off, because that recoil spring is under this. Let's take a look at this piece. I see what it is. You see this hole? There's a hole right here. See my hand behind it? Okay, there's a hole right here. See that white? That spring would come up through that hole. From what I can see, a piece of this plastic broke off right here. See something here. A spring would catch in here. I don't get what this would have to do with that, unless the spring's supposed to catch in this. Let's see. That's the way it's got to go. when I opened this up, a little piece of plastic came out, and it looks like this is where it broke off from. I'm looking for it now and I can't find it, but I'm not sure what that piece of plastic would have to do with holding the spring in, unless the issue isn't with this, it's with this down here, or maybe the spring itself. I thought it was that broken piece of plastic, but if you look closely, you can see this gray coloring, and if I had to guess, that would be this tab coming out of the insert where it belongs, and just rubbing back and forth as you're pulling the cord. See the spring over here? It's more perpendicular, straight up and down here it's bent. That's what it is. It's pulling out of this hole. I'm gonna see if I could bend it slightly, and if it bends and it catches, then I know we have to change the spring. This being tempered and everything, by bending it back, it's not going to last long. But I just want to see if that'll make it work. So I'm going to put this back together for now. I bent that spring very little. To bend it anymore, I would have to heat it up. This is not my saw, and I didn't get an okay to buy the new part yet. But I bent it a little bit. I want to see if it's going to catch now with that little bit of a bend. That's what it was. It was that spring. So all I did was put a little bend in that spring. I don't believe that spring will hold for any length of time, and it's going to have to be changed. And if you happen to have the same issue, I'll have a link to that part in the description down below. If you have any questions or comments, let me know by posting them. And if you enjoyed this video, found it useful, give it a like. I do appreciate it. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe. Hit that Joe Z icon. And until next time, stay safe.